One of my favorite scenes in the Bible is found in the book of 1 Kings from the Old Testament, specifically chapters 18 and 19. We find the prophet Elijah having this big, this big rap battle, this big battle with the prophets of Baal. And you should read both of those chapters, chapters 18 and 19. So Elijah has this big battle with the prophets of Baal, and God defeats them. And we find as soon as this happens, the king Ahab begins to pursue Elijah. So Elijah flees, and he flees to Mount Sinai. He flees to a cave, actually, on Mount Sinai, which ought to give us a little bit of pause. We ought to make an immediate connection with Moses on Mount Sinai and hiding in the cleft of the rock when God passes by. So Elijah flees to this cave, and in verse 9, it says, he came to a cave where he spent the night, but the Lord said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" Elijah replied, "I've zealously served the Lord God Almighty, but the people of Israel have broken their covenant with you, torn down your altars, and killed every one of your prophets. I'm the only one left, and now they're trying to kill me too. Go out and stand before me on the mountain," the Lord told him. As Elijah stood there, the Lord passed by, and a mighty windstorm hit the mountain. It was such a terrible blast that the rocks were torn loose, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, there was a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire was the sound of a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in the cloak, went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. And a voice said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" And Elijah repeats the same thing. I think what we're seeing is this instance of God providing peace for Elijah. Amidst the storm of his life, amidst the chaos of his life, constantly doing battle with Ahab and Ahab's wife, Jezebel, constantly being pursued, constantly being chased for being faithful to God. God is faithful, and God gives Elijah peace. That peace exists not in a way where Elijah is not being pursued by Ahab, not being pursued by Jezebel, but the peace comes in the presence of God. I think this is something that's really valuable for us to think about. John 14:27 says, "I'm leaving you with a gift, peace of heart and mind, and the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid." See, when we have the Spirit of God dwelling within us, we can be at peace. Not because we don't have things going on around us, not because our hardships go away, not because our challenges no longer exist, but we have peace because God is present with us. I would love for you to be able to experience that peace. For you to be in a place where you recognize God is at work and you have peace. And again, not because those things aren't taking place, but because God is with you. I would encourage you today to ask God to give you peace. And what that's going to require you to do is to slow down, to get in a place where you can hear and interact with God. You are not going to find that peace in the frenetic normalcy of your life. That peace is going to come in still, quiet moments so that you can have peace during hard times. I want you to experience that. So I would suggest you read through 1 Kings 18 and 19 and see what the peace of God actually looks like, provided by the presence of the Spirit, giving us hope, giving us confidence, giving us rest, and giving us peace. Praying with you, praying for you. See you later.